Interesting day today. I've had right hip pain for the last few years, I suppose, and then it progressively got worse, blah, blah, blah. And I've looked at doing just mobility, yoga, food, all the above, strengthening, all that kind of stuff. And it just progressively got worse, and nothing I did it would flare up every now and then, to the stage where a couple of weeks ago I couldn't walk and I was holding onto the wall. I was like a 90-year-old. So I decided, fuck, I'll go to the hospital, get an x-ray, see what's up. And I don't have a doctor, don't go to the doctors. Made an appointment to see an orthopaedic guy in the private hospital here, and then he sent me 2 weeks ago to get an MRI, two MRIs, one of the spine, one of the hip, and then 2 x-rays. So I'd seen the x-rays, I'd shown Jules, and on a scale of 1 to fucked, how fucked is it? So it was pretty fucked. We could see there was compression in the last vertebrae. You could see the right hip was a little bit, mush mash, and then the left one, there was wear and tear. Look, 25 years of martial arts, never warming up, never doing mobility, wear and tear, falling off bikes, living a life is gonna like show up. It's been a hell of a life. So that's the price, right? So I go in to see the guy today. He sits me down and tells me I've got the last 3 discs are herniated.
L4, L5,
Yeah.
L3, L4, L2, L3.
So 2, 3, 4, 5 disc hernias. 3 hernias. 3 disc hernias. Okay. And then it shows me my good hip first, the left one. He said, like, if you came in to me with just this, I'd replace it. And then when I see your right hip, it's an absolute disaster. And they're the terms you use, a disaster.
Your hip is a disaster, the right one.
A disaster?
Why? This is a left hip.
Yeah.
It's not normal already.
Okay.
If you see this is the head of the femur.
Yeah.
And here is the stomach.
Yeah.
And here we see a space, is the normal joint line.
Gotcha.
Here, in the superior part, the
Yeah.
space is disappearing.
Yeah.
Here,
It's gone.
it's gone. It's
Okay.
gone on bone. You have already cysts on the sternum. All of these
They're cysts.
is
Okay.
destruction of the cartilage.
Okay.
Also here, and the joint line has collapsed.
Okay.
And if you see, your leg is shortened. All of these are cysts
Okay.
in the head of the femur. So you need to do a hip replacement. Do you see? Cartilage damage here,
Yeah.
cartilage destruction.
Okay.
Complete.
Gone.
You should have a lot of pain.
A lot of pain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's constant. It stops me from sleeping now.
Yeah, I see the reason.
Yeah. So then he says, like, literally, I would say I was there, I don't know, a minute, and he was like, okay, so let's get you in next week and we'll put a new hip in. Just like that. I was like, oh, that's not happening.
Okay, do you want I make the papers for your hip operation?
I'm not getting one.
Sorry?
I'm not getting one.
You don't want?
No.
Why?
That's just me.
Sorry?
That's just me personally. I'm not getting a hip replacement.
You don't want?
No.
Okay. But you need to do it.
Yeah, but what's the consequence if I don't?
So imagine,
Yeah.
in some months,
Yeah.
you can have a very, very aggressive pain and
Yeah.
you cannot walk.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
The head of the right femur can collapse.
Okay.
And if that happens, it's like a fracture.
Okay. So, for me, it's like, I'm not getting a new hip. It's just one of those things. It's kind of like chemo. I'm not getting chemo. If I get cancer, I get cancer and I deal with it. Like, I'm not having 5 shit years rather than 1 good year. So for me, it's a case of like, okay, and I need to double down, do other stuff. I'm doing some traction work, and then Wes is going to put me on a bunch of peptides, and I'm going to try other stuff rather than just get a guy with a hammer and chisel to bang in a new fucking thing, and in 15 years I need a new one. And so what he wanted to do was, he wanted to send me to a neurosurgeon, probably get spine surgery, and you have to have the spine surgery first. But he wasn't very clear on what that was. I was like, how much of an incision is it? Is it big, small? You know, and he's talking about screws and bars and bolts. That's not happening. And then with the hip replacement, he's like, we'll do one now and do the other one in 6 months. So 3 surgeries, like major surgeries, back to back to back. Like, if you were a stressful guy, you know, with like a wife and 5 kids and a job and you're working week to week and like, you know, you got a manual labour job, how the fuck are you going to do 3 major surgeries back to back to back and get on with life and pay the bills and all that kind of shit? Like, even just the way he put it, it was, I just said to him, look, I'm not going down the surgery route. You know, I just want your opinion. That's all. Give me some anti-inflammatories and painkillers, and he gave me benzos, fucking benzos, like muscle relaxants. What the fuck do I want with benzos? You know, give me some smack. No, just give me a couple of painkillers and some anti-inflammatories and be on my way. So what I'm going to do is, I don't feel disheartened, don't feel anything by it. Like, I just feel like, oh, that's my cross to bear. I'm still riding Badlands. It's gonna be tougher, but that's where the treasure is, isn't it? Where the dragon lives. The treasure is where the dragon lives. You got to push into the corners. So I'm still gonna push on. Still gonna do what I'm doing, and I'm gonna introduce peptides. Now, what I'm gonna do, I suppose, with the videos now are going to be my journey between now and 6 months, where I get an x-ray again and look to see if I can rejuvenate cartilage on the bone, because the right hip is bone on bone. There's no cartilage left, and there's 4 cysts on it as well. And he's like, I can't believe you're still standing. Yeah, come in. I think it's open. 1 second, hang on. Second time being disturbed for the video today. The dog, someone nearly ran him over with the car, Sky, and they've called the Keneal, and he's up in the Keneal, which is the kind of dog pound. Last week, he was across the road, and then someone put him in a vet's. So, anyway, I'm gonna do a series of how to get yourself out of a fucking hole, because for me, I'm always been about the physical, and now I'm told that there ain't no more physical unless you go and get surgery. And for me, it's I'm not going to do that. I'd rather be the guy with the limp with the cane, with a nice cane, rather than start getting chopped up and then, you know, all the shit that go. Everyone thinks they're going to be perfect after it, but it's not. And I just know from experience, it's not. It's a guy with a hammer and chisel and a knife, and that's it. So I don't fancy getting butchered. So I'm going to go the alternative way. I'm going to do acupuncture, electroacupuncture. There's some new papers on electric acupuncture and stimulation of regrowth of cartilage. Also, Julian was saying, like, the first thing that they'll ever get is cartilage regrowth. So while you're in a wheelchair, then if you're in a wheelchair and you can't stand the pain anymore, because the guy was like, how are you even walking? How are you standing? How are you putting up with this pain? Yeah. It's a little bit of pain. It's not that much. Jesus Christ! Like there's other people there, and all sorts of. You see people like much worse than you. It could always be worse. That's the thing. I'm glad it's not. There's not a growth, or there's not like an abscess, or there's not like some sort of tumor. Then that would freak me out. But can I make this better? I think I can, and I'm positive, and I'm just gonna show you what I'm doing, and then in 6 months go get another X-ray. And if it doesn't work, well, so be it. But we're going to give it a good old smash. So that's really what I'm going to do for the next while. I'll continue on training. I'll continue on doing. On good days I'll do more, and on bad days I'll do less. And that's it. And take as these pills as I can, and focus on the positive, and be positive, and also know that's my cross to bear. That's what I get for. That's the price for doing martial arts. That's the price for doing jiu-jitsu, grappling, all MMA and all that shit. Yeah, you're going to get dodgy spine. Not that bad a price to pay. Learned a lot, met a lot of people, changed my life, made me confident. All those other things. Bit gimpy. So what? Fuck it. We are all one. Anyway, we'll press on.